A very good day. You are listening to Change Radio News. Today is Friday, the 8th of August, 2025. The news read by Olive Ruzizo. And here are the headlines. Harare Mayor draws criticism for backing second-hand clothes ban. Zimbabweans pledge household property as collateral amid economic hardship. And United States Embassy suspends routine visa services. And now for the news in detail. While the government faces widespread backlash over its ban on importing and selling second-hand clothing in cities, Harare Mayor Jacob Mafume has surprisingly thrown his support behind the controversial move. Speaking at a full council session on Thursday, Mafume argued that Harare cannot be a city of bales, dismissing the reality that many residents rely on affordable second-hand clothes. His claim that it's a serious oxymoron for a cotton-producing country to depend on used imports overlooks the complex economic challenges facing ordinary Zimbabweans. The combined Harare Residents Association has condemned the ban as an autocratic decision that threatens the informal sector, a vital lifeline for many struggling families. Harare Mayor Councillor Jacob Mafume says the city's smart water meter project is progressing and is expected to be completed by the end of the year, despite strong opposition from residents. The Harare Residents Trust, HRT, along with other civic groups, has criticized the planned rollout of prepaid water meters, arguing it undermines the constitutional right to water access for all. Zimbabweans are pledging beds, fridges, and other household property as collateral for small loans. As inflation and joblessness persist, financial institutions are increasingly targeting the working poor with asset-backed loans that threaten to turn survival credit into a new form of predatory lending. The Reserve Bank has warned of the social risks, saying stagnant wages and scarce formal credit leave many families with little choice but to pledge essential goods to keep food on the table. This underscores the fragility of Zimbabwe's economic recovery and the human cost of financial exclusion. The United States Embassy in Zimbabwe has suspended most routine visa services, immediately stopping the processing of tourist, student, and exchange visitor visas. Only official and diplomatic visas will continue. The move follows Washington flagging Zimbabwe's high B1, B2 visa overstay rate of 10.57% concerns over student visa violations and Harare's refusal to sign a safe third country agreement. No date has been given for resuming normal services, and current valid visas remain unaffected. The Zimbabwe Independent Complaints Commission, ZICC, has condemned corruption in public and private sectors as a human rights violation. During the Integrity Pledge signing ceremony in Harare, ZICC chairperson Webster Chinamora stated that pledge signifies a commitment under Section 210 of the Constitution to investigate complaints against security services. He urged public officials to uphold integrity and transparency in their duties. A Harare retail company, NatBase Investments, has been fined $300 for selling counterfeit maize meal falsely branded as polenta. The conviction follows consumer complaints and a task force investigation that seized underweight fake bags. The company was ordered to pay the fine by the end of August. Authorities say the companies deliberately misled customers, and the Consumer Protection Commission urges the public to report suspicious food products. The government extended its begging bowl to China for $6.9 million in food aid. This comes after announcing it had made $500 million in treasury payments and reported a bumper harvest from its Fumvudza farming program. However, analysts have criticized this move, saying Zimbabwe has enough land, rainfall, and farmers to feed itself without relying on food aid. In economic news, the mining chamber has revealed that platinum miners in the country are owed millions of dollars in unpaid export income due to the government's foreign currency retention rules. This, it says, is hurting operations in a sector already struggling to recover from a price collapse. And in our local communities, Bulawayo councillors are calling for stricter enforcement of the dog tie-up order, saying stray dogs remain a threat despite last month's joint operation with police, vets, and the SPCA. Bylaws limit dog ownership and require dogs to be vaccinated, licensed, and confined. Councillors criticized low enforcement with only 21 notices issued. While 40 stray dogs were shot last month, some say more action is needed, including involving community groups. Concerns also focus on dangerous breeds after a fatal child attack, with calls for clearer rules. The council faces pressure to act decisively on the stray dog crisis. In entertainment news, Nigerian gospel sensation Somisola arrived yesterday in Zimbabwe ahead of the much-anticipated Relentless Worship 2025 set for tomorrow, Saturday. In international news, the South African High Court has ruled that the body of former Zambian President Edgar Lungu must be repatriated to Zambia to allow for a state funeral. This decision comes after Lungu's family had initially planned to bury him in South Africa, reportedly to prevent current Zambian President Hakainde Hichilema from presiding over the ceremonies. The court's ruling mandates that the former leader's remains be returned to his homeland, where official state funeral arrangements will be carried out in accordance with national protocols. The decision underscores the importance of honoring national leaders within their country, respecting both the office they held and the wishes of the state. Let's hear more.
The court reads as follows. 1. The intervention application is dismissed and no order is to cross. 2. The applications to strike out are dismissed and no order is to cross. 3. The application for condonation and the counter application are dismissed, no order is to cross. 4. It is ordered that the applicant is entitled to repatriate the body of the late President Lungu, for a state funeral and burial thereafter in Embassy Park, Lusaka, Republic of Zambia. 5. The 8th respondent is authorized and ordered upon service of the court order by the sheriff of this honorable court to immediately surrender the body of the late President Lungu to a representative or representatives of the Zambian High Court to enable the applicant to repatriate the body to Zambia for the purpose stated in paragraph 4 above. 6. The first to 7 respondents are authorized to be present when paragraphs 4 and 5 of this order are executed. And Aide de Camp, the late President's physician, and 2 family members may accompany the coffin containing the body of the late President Lungu during the repatriation. 7. There is no order as to costs, which include reserved costs, are held down to judgment.
Physical, please.
Prosecutors have dropped charges against Adrian DeVette after he agreed to testify as a state witness in Limpopo, in a Limpopo farm murder case. DeVette was amongst 3 men accused of killing 2 black women last year, allegedly shot by farm owner Zachariah Johannes Olivier before their bodies were fed to pigs. DeVette, a farm supervisor, says he was forced to dispose of the bodies. Relatives have condemned the move as a denial of justice. The case has stirred outrage in South Africa, where racial tensions remain high. The trial resumes on October 6. South African authorities intercepted a bus in Hammanskraal carrying 53 undocumented Zimbabweans. 19 adults remain detained for status checks, while 34, including 17 women and 16 children, were deported to Zimbabwe. The overloaded bus passengers all lacked valid permits. Many cited economic hardship in Zimbabwe as their reason for traveling. Authorities have increased crackdowns and urged travelers to carry proper documentation. South African police arrested members of the Operation Dudula group for restricting foreign nationals' access to government services. The arrests followed the death of a woman's child after she was denied entry to a clinic. President Cyril Ramaphosa has warned that anyone taking the law into their own hands will face legal consequences. And in sports news, the Zimbabwe Football Association, ZIFA, has released its audited financial statements for the year ending 31 December 2024. The report shows ZIFA is in a relatively healthy financial position. Income increased by 162% to $4 million in 2024, mainly driven by higher grants from FIFA compared to the previous year. Simba Bora will discover their opponents for the 2025-26 CAF Champions League in a draw scheduled for Saturday at 12 noon Central African Time. The event will be held at Azam Media Studios in Dar es Salaam, Tanzania, and broadcast live on CAF's YouTube page and SuperSport TV. To end the bulletin, here are the headlines once again. Harare Mayor draws criticism for backing second-hand clothes ban. Zimbabweans pledge household property as collateral amid economic hardship. And United States Embassy suspended routine visa services. This concludes our bulletin for today. Thank you for listening. From myself, Olive, and the entire team at Change Radio, have a blessed weekend.